What's good, everyone? My name is Kelvin, but I like to go by Positive Kelvin. I know, not the best name, but I figured people would get the point. Okay, he's a guy that's positive or likes to talk about positive things. So, hey, that's the name I came up with, and that's the name I'm gonna rock with for now. Um, but yeah, I'm new to YouTube. It's my first video, and I made it raw intentionally because I wanted to, what they say, just do it. I've contemplated it, I've wrestled with it. Should I do it? Is it worth it during this time? Blah blah blah. But I had to talk to my mother, interestingly enough, and she kind of encouraged me to do it. So um, that's why this video is created or being created. So it's very raw. You can see I'm in my bedroom chilling, which is cool because that's kind of the trend nowadays is to do things in your own living spaces or spaces that you commonly use. But yeah, I'm excited. This is my first video and a first of many my journey that I'm on. So I'm excited. So as a positive guy, I like to claim to be. Um, I like to talk about things that uh, people want to overcome, especially internally. And I like to call them like internal situations because the stuff that we feel at different points of our lives are situational. We won't always feel anxious. We won't always feel depressed. We won't always feel needy or fearful about different things. But when those moments come, we try to find ways to overcome them. And that's why there's been an explosive presence of these self-help coaches, um, of these motivational videos, these affirmation videos, these meditations is become very big because people struggle. It's not easy to deal with those internal conflicts because you can't necessarily touch them like a muscle. You can't massage them, and you can't take a pill for them necessarily. I mean, you can if you're clinically diagnosed, but the internals, like they're in you. You can feel them, but you can't really touch them for real. So I like to talk about things like that because for like the journey of my life and to the point I'm at now, there's a lot of things I had to overcome, but I enjoyed the process. It was cool, and it was cool. It was cool to overcome things because when you overcome it, you really feel good about yourself. You really do. Like you'll feel better about yourself. So that's cool. Um, let's get to it. So today, I think I want to talk about is dealing with that feeling of uncertainty, like when you're wrestling with maybe a decision, right? You have a decision that you've been sitting on or that's been popping up in your head at different points of your life and you weren't sure uh, how to handle it, how to address it. I think the best way to describe this is to share my story. So, my background, well, my educational background in chemistry, I got my bachelor's in chemistry, and I'm currently in education. I work in higher ed, pretty much as an administrator. But you know, chemistry's always popped up. It wasn't. It was a decision I've made to pursue based on a counselor that was guiding me to when I had intentions of going to med school. He encouraged me to study a hard science because it looks better when you're applying for med schools. The admissions team will read it. Hey, he studied chemistry, so I was like, I kind of like chemistry in high school. Let me choose chemistry. Um, so I chose it, studied it, stuck with it. Wasn't too sure if I was crazy about it because it is hard. I think anything you do in life that's hard and it challenges you, it really makes you second guess it. But the other side to that is if something is worthwhile, it typically is challenging. Not everybody's gonna do it, and not everyone studies type. So I chose it, and I pursued it. I got a degree in it. Then I was like, all right, let me get my master's in it because I thought it was the next best move. Then I switched out of my master's to do education, and I was like, I'm done with chemistry. I'm staying away. Years later, I ended up teaching chemistry for different reasons, and then I walked away, and then went back to higher ed, and now is back in my face again, presented in a different way. But that's what I meant about like wrestling with a decision or something in your life that keeps popping up and you're not sure about it. And how do you address that? How do you take care of that? You know, it's different for everybody. It really is because you just don't know how. My bad, my phone went off. You just don't know how you particularly need to handle that. You know, you can go to a therapist, they'll tell you something. You can go to your spiritual leader, they'll tell you something. You can go to your doctor, they'll tell you something. You can go to your relatives, they'll tell you something. And in the hopes of helping you overcome this thing. But it's a very interesting thing because they can say all those things and you still won't get the answer. And the only answer to that was to give it time. That's just an example. But and when you're wrestling with something, I think that's the purpose of it is to wrestle with it, right? It's not supposed to be a clear answer. And I know a lot of people don't like that, especially if you're a person um, who likes certainty, who likes to plan. You got to know everything, and that's the one element of life that exists: unpredictability, the fluidity of life, the feminine energy of life. But you got to wrestle, and wrestle means just giving it time, seeking wise counsel. There's another way of seeking advice from people you trust and people that love you, or people that you respect their point of views. And even when they give you an answer, it may not be the time for that answer to come about, right? That's annoying, right? It is. So it's like, why did I even try if I had to wait for it anyways? But that's another thing about life. Um, it doesn't work when we want it to work. It doesn't happen when we want it to happen. It kind of works on its own. Right? Isn't that interesting? Like we live life, we make decisions, we kind of think we're in control, and we're really not until things happen. I'm sure you had moments where like, you probably like something stupid, like you're looking for your keys. You're looking everywhere for your keys, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere you retrace your steps, everything, you can't find them. And then you're like, you know what? I'm not sure. And then you sit down on your couch and guess what's poking you in your ass? Are your keys, right? That's how life is. Life be messing with us, man. It's funny for real. Um, but if you are in the shoes that I was in, and I find myself in time to time, my recommendation, my point of view, my 2 cents is to just breathe, take it easy, and kind of let it come to you. So what that looks like is, let's say you're wrestling with a career decision, and then time does matter. Sometimes you have to make a decision quick. Like I said, it's situational. So that in the beginning, like it's things, a situation, you might need to make a decision ASAP. You probably can't. And even if you make a rush decision, that might not be the right decision. But because you're in a predicament where you need to make a decision, it forces you to make a decision, even though it's not the right answer. Um, but you breathe, take it easy, and you let it come to you by just going through your life. Live your life, what you're doing. You gotta go to work, you gotta take care of your kids, you gotta study, and just flow with it until it comes to you. And you don't know how it's gonna come to you. It can come from a random experience. It can come from listening to a song, just chilling. You can come from working out. It can come from like just hanging with someone. I'll tell you what, personally, a lot of my clarity on decisions has come from experiences, just me doing things, and the answers come to me. So um, that's what I mean. And like I said before, seek wise counsel. Talk to people who's been through it, or that has a lot of knowledge, has a lot of wisdom, that can help you. And again, they might, even what they tell you is, sometimes you might go to someone you trust and they'll give you something, and that might not even sit well with you, not because it's bad, but it's just because like, dang, I don't think this I don't think this applies to my situation. Thank you, but whatever, you hear what they say. So um that's my best advice if you're wrestling with something. But it's one of those things with life, man. It's a little annoying for some people who like certainty, and for some people they can deal with that and just wait till the answer comes to them. But yeah, so you're going through that. The best thing to do is just calm yourself and just chill and trust that the answer will come. You know, I know some people don't like that. My cousin will say, "Why are you talking in riddles?" I'm not talking in riddles. I'm just telling you a philosophy that's not super concrete to your way of you seeing things. So that's my word for you today. For anyone who watches this is my first YouTube video. I'm excited because I took the leap. Um, it's a little uncomfortable talking to a screen, but I'll get used to it. It's nothing. But hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more videos to come. Please like and subscribe, of course. And it was a pleasure. It's your boy Positive Kels. See you on the next one.